Let's jump right in. Welcome to the Explainer. Today we are unpacking a really fascinating framework, often referred to as Module 9 in Christian service curricula. Think of it as a diagnostic manual for understanding divine endowments. So if you've ever wondered how this specific text defines a believer's spiritual purpose and placement, we're going to break down exactly what it says about your internal gifts, your calling, and your ultimate place of service.
Here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the 3 divine endowments. Second, the 5 foundational ministries. Third, understanding the gift mix. Fourth, other biblical ministry gifts. And finally, the ministry of reconciliation.
Starting off with Section 1, the 3 divine endowments.
The brilliant distinction between 3 terms that, honestly, get confused all the time. Starting with your gift. The word used here comes from the Greek charisma. And according to the source, this isn't just, a natural hobby like being good at painting. It's framed as a very specific spiritual ability imparted at salvation. It's essentially a divine grace or a talent explicitly designed to glorify the Creator and build up the community.
Now, if the gift is the toolkit, the text defines the call as the specific job you use that toolkit for. Think of it as the divine task or the assignment you were literally born to execute. According to this framework, you were equipped with your specific charisma so you could fulfill this calling perfectly in line with the development of the kingdom of God on earth.
And rounding out this trio, we have your ministry. This is the practical office where you exercise that call in the real world. The source makes a critical distinction right here. Ministry is absolutely not a title to be flaunted. Not at all. It is strictly a place of service. It's the actual venue or department where your specific assignment is actualized using that internal toolkit we just talked about.
Interestingly, the source material notes 3 specific ways these endowments can be abused. And it doesn't just mean doing something wrong. Abuse actually starts with doing nothing at all. First, you abuse a gift by simply not using what's been imparted to you. Second, by attempting to operate in gifts that were never actually given to you in the first place. And third, and this is perhaps the most heavily emphasized point, operating your gifts without love.
Which brings the text to pose a crucial diagnostic question. Are you using your gifts in love? According to the framework, which is drawn directly from 1 Corinthians chapter 13, without love, even the most spectacular spiritual gift is essentially just empty noise. It's just a clanging cymbal.
Moving right along to Section 2, the 5 foundational ministries.
According to Ephesians chapter 4, there's a blueprint for church leadership that's divided into 5 specialized primary lanes of service. The text suggests that basically every other sub-ministry falls under the umbrella of one of these 5 core offices. Let's break down the original root meanings of each of these to see exactly how they function.
We'll begin with the apostles. The Greek word here is apostolos, which translates to a delegate. The source material describes this role vividly as someone sent with full power of attorney. So, if a person operates as an apostle, like a missionary or a church planter for instance, they are sent to do exactly what the sender would do, with the sender staying behind to fully back them up. Pretty powerful, right?
Next, the text contrasts prophets and evangelists. The Hebrew word for prophet is navi, which acts as a deeply rooted spokesman for God, preaching righteousness and hearing an inward voice. In sharp contrast to that, evangelists, from the Greek evangelistes, are highly mobile ministers. They aren't tied down to one spot. They pull crowds and bring the good news directly to the people who haven't heard it yet.
Then we have pastors, who are described as the shepherds guarding and feeding the local flock. But the text offers this surprisingly vivid metaphor for teachers. It describes them essentially as Bible scientists. I absolutely love that term. From the Greek didaskalos, they aren't just reciting text, they are actively discovering and making clear hidden truths, kind of illuminating ancient scriptures with fresh revelation.
That brings us to Section 3, understanding the gift mix.
You see, most individuals don't just have one single ability, which brings us to the concept of the gift mix. This is a combination of 2 or more ministry gifts. However, the source offers a major word of caution here. Do not major on your minor. It highly advises readers to discover their dominant ministry gift to avoid misdirecting all their energy. Identifying that primary strength is absolutely key to becoming efficient in this framework.
Okay, on to Section 4, other biblical ministry gifts.
Because beyond the core 5, the text outlines these vital supplementary gifts that keep the day-to-day assembly running smoothly. The etymology here is really rich. The ministry of administration, from the Greek kubernesis, literally translates to steering or pilotage, like a ship's pilot. Then there is the gift of helps, or antelepsis. These are the ultimate supporters. We're talking the medical crews, the technical teams, the ushers, who act as the steadying hands for the leadership. Without these vital support systems, the whole shebang simply cannot function.
And finally, Section 5, the Ministry of Reconciliation. The text argues that all of these diverse gifts we've talked about, the Bible scientists, the administrative pilots, the mobile evangelists, they ultimately funnel into one singular mission, the Ministry of Reconciliation. The source emphasizes that no matter what your specific internal gift, calling, or practical office is, every single activity must complement the fundamental command to preach the gospel.
As the source material wraps up these biblical blueprints, it leaves us with a really compelling framework of how individual talents supposedly fit into a massive, organized effort. It raises a fascinating question to leave you with today. If every person possesses a highly specific, linguistically distinct charisma designed for a specific ministry, what untapped gift mix might you be sitting on right now without even realizing it?